Hey everyone, we are here with the level 85 Winter King build. This is as complete a build as I think I can make it. I've gotten a lot of things, I think pretty much rounded out for them. I got the gear that I think is pretty much the best gear to use for this particular setup, for this hybrid hybrid class setup. I'm just gonna strip him of everything though right now because we need to look at his raw skills, this being level 85, and then we'll go over his gear. So yes, I'm gonna start with the shaman side because it's the more filled out side. And remember, our main attack is gonna come from our helmets. It is the Crown of the Winter King, Winter King's Might ability that I showed off last time, so we don't need a main attack ability, which we're not even, like, we don't even have it anywhere in, like, no Primal Strike, no Savagery, no Amarasa's Blade Burst. So this build, I think it lends itself well to supporting a hybridized pet build. And I'll go over, so let's just jump right in and go over the skills. First, Briarthorn is maxed out and have 3 on Ground Slam, 1 on Emboldening Roar. The 3 on Ground Slam, it'll make sense when we get our all skills in here. And I generally think that Ground Slam should be built up a little bit more so it generates more threat and has a better chance to stun. I think, I do think it's one of those things that it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's huge. I've had it happen with Bolivar Bloodletter, where my Briarthorn pulled all the aggro, and Bolivar just sat there pinging my Briarthorn, basically doing no damage to him, while I killed him with a friend. Emboldening Roar, it is kind of a candidate for maxing out. I'm not gonna lie. The physical resistance, offensive ability, bonus damage, even the bleed res is pretty handy. But I ultimately decided to go with Oakskin because this is going to be up more than Emboldening Roar. And I think Emboldening Roar, its duration and its cooldown should probably be the exact same. I don't see any point in having it down for 6 seconds. Because you're investing points in this. It should just be up all the time. That's just my opinion, though. Primal Bond, I have it at 11. And the reason for this is, in its overcapped state, every even point gets you more damage absorption. So when you actually go for plus skills on Primal Bond, you want it to have, beyond level 12, to be on an even number. Conjure Primal Spirit, I want at cap. It's really, really powerful when it's up. It's actually kind of a great little pet because it's fast and strong. It almost never dies during its 20-second lifespan. Really, really solid burst of damage ability. Wendigo Totem, we want at cap because of the healing. And the healing is super huge for this character. We do a lot of life stealing, and generally speaking, we want to keep the character alive as long as possible. I mean, that's true for all characters. But for this guy, we are going to use Wendigo Totem to do that. Blood Pact gets a point because of the chance to have more attack damage converted to health with all the other attack damage converted to health is pretty nice. Wendigo Totem is also very mobile. We can throw it down and then re-throw it down as we move through the enemies. And I generally do try to stay in the green circle of bursts in order to get the heals. This will also heal our pets, which we have an abundant amount of, this being kind of a pet build. Mogdragon's Pact we have capped out because I need that energy regen. We're not a caster character. We need a caster chest piece though, and the energy regen because Winter King's Might actually costs 94 energy per swing. And that's actually a lot for our character to afford given what our character is. Heart of the Wild is also maxed out because of that juicy percent health. And this will jump us up close to 10k health. It also helps in getting the bleed and poison duration reduction. Oakskin, I have it at 10 with plus skills, and I want the extra health regen and pierce res and armor. I don't really care about the retaliation. Nice little defensive bonus. Nightblade. Nightblade, the main thing we want, and the first thing I actually went to cap with this character is Pneumatic Burst. Pneumatic Burst I wanted at 12 out of 12. Shadow Dance, like Primal Bond, you wanted an even number beyond its cap. So, yeah, it'll be at, I think, 14. Elemental Awakening's awesome as well, and we want that at cap. It'll be great, a great damage boost and a great elemental resistance boost for us. 1 point on Shadow Strike and 1 point on Nadala's Justifiable Ends as a 1 point wonder. And this, the extra cooldown reduction, will be a nice little bonus when we use our plus to all skills. 1 point on Ring of Steel, 1 point on Ring of Frost, for a tiny bit of damage, for proccing Shepherd's Call, and for that tiny bit of freezing things directly around us. Veil of Shadow and Night's Chill we want at 10 of 10 each. It's a great defensive ability combined with a great offensive ability, reducing the cold res for our enemies. And Pierce res is awesome because this guy's Pierce. We are cold, and we have pets that actually deal cold damage as well. 1 point on Blade Barrier because it's a 1 point wonder, and an awesome save. And then we want Phantasmal Armor at cap because of the armor and Pierce res. The chance of Energy Leech is pretty helpful as well, and the Energy Absorption can be helpful, but it's mostly for the defenses. 1 point on Anatomy of Murder for all of the benefits that happen with our plus skills, and I want Merciless Repertoire at cap for that cold damage and frostburn damage. So let us throw on our gear to look at the character. Alright, we need to get... Yeah. So yeah, we need to actually get our required spirit for that. So let us turn back on. So we... It's like I have so many item-based things that it's like I have to remember what gets turned on again. That, and that. Okay, so... On the Shaman side, 12 of 12 on Wendigo Totem, 12 of 12 on Conjure Primal Spirit. This is at 16. 21 on the Briarthorn. This gets jumped up all the way to 10. I think getting it to 12 might be worth it, but I don't know where I can spare the extra 2 points. It was at 12 when I had a different piece of gear, but yeah, keeping that around 10 to 12 is probably best. That goes up to 4. That's 17, 13, and 10. Nightblade side, that's 4, 4, and 4. 12, 14, 12, 10, 10, 4, 12, 4, 10. Oh yeah. That might be worth getting a little extra points in. I might actually take points out of this and drop it down to a 1 pointer. Only because this is just damage, and damage isn't bad, obviously, but I mean, we could get more stuff out of like overcapping that, or overcapping Oak Skin, or getting Ground Slam to 12, maybe even overcapping Conjure Primal Spirit. But yeah, it'll be at 10 for now. Our cold damage ends up being not terrible. I mean, we had to put Pneumatic Burst on. I mean, it's 1,000. That's not bad. Almost 1,000 Frostburn damage. 1,000% Frostburn damage. Yeah, and keeping our our resistances kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie, our resistances suck, but we can handle most things because we'll just be healing so much off of our lifesteal and Pneumatic Burst and Wendigo Totem that. And like our pets are going to be such a distraction that, yeah, we can have sucky resistances and still not be sucky in Ultimate. So for gear, we're using the Pseudo 3 set that is Bane of the Winter King, Crown of the Winter King, and Heart of the Mountain. Bane of the Winter King gives us the Heart of the Winter King ability, which is just a lot of additional cold damage for a character, more armor and cold res, and a chance to deal a lot more cold damage. Yeah, as a two-hander, we only get the one augment, and I went with a pet augment because we have to kind of split our gear between our pets and ourselves. And this is sort of a split weapon in that we get bonuses, but also our pets get bonuses. Pretty solid weapon all around, actually. Crown of the Winter King gives us this ability. And it is our main attack ability. And it also gives a little bit of benefit to our pets. So, Heart of the Mountain gives us our chill main, who's wandering around here. big, almost like, I love that they have kind of a devil goat head thing going on. It's pretty metal, actually. And it's actually, I think, maybe the strongest pet you can get from an item. In fact, I think it's definitely the strongest pet you can get from an item. It's one of the stronger pets in the game as well, but I think both the Hellhound and Briarthorn are stronger as single pets go. But the Chillmane is still really good. Our rings, I have a Death's Frost Seal for the cold damage, offensive ability, and energy regen. It is from the Order of Death's Vigil, which is our chosen faction. And my other ring is an Empowered Chill Surge ring. I like having the flash freezes, and it's a pretty handy cold ring. Ultimately, though, if I could, I'd probably go with the Empowered Chill Surge ring and then a pet ring. But I'm going to stick with the 2 cold rings for now. Our chest piece is the Fiend Master Raiment. It is a caster chest piece, so not a great amount of armor comes from it, but it's actually some pretty good stats, and we need a caster chest piece for the 6 energy regen. And this is a pet slot now. The abilities, the bonuses to all pets, it's all damage, chaos damage, which doesn't really help our pets. It's more for the Hellhound, but the defensive stuff that the ability provides, or the chest piece provides, and what the ability provides is pretty nice. The shoulders are also a pet piece, and there were the Elite Rewari Shoulder Guard, which are really, really good pet shoulders. Not gonna lie. That bonus health, +2 to the Briarthorn, and then our pets get all damage, and life leech, and health, and defensive ability, and elemental resistances. Pretty nice. I think our pets actually have better resistances than we do. So yeah. Probably your best in slot, oddly enough, is that shoulder guard from the Rovers. Our pants are the Death Whisper leggings. We're not using Amarasa's Blade Burst or Lethal Assault, but they're Cold Pierce, offensive ability, and the bonus move speed, and the avoidance. Our avoidance is actually not terrible. 34 and 29. That's part of our defensive suite is avoidance. So I think we have some on our belt. No, never mind. Yeah, that little extra avoidance is pretty nice. Free blade bursts, also not bad. Our gloves are the Necromancer's Death Grips. Because we're running the hybrid pet build, I was like, you know what? I'm going to find characters that can use these. I have 3 characters now with these gloves. And, yeah, pretty cool gloves. Because not only do we give our ghosts more cold damage, like from our weapon, we give our ghosts more cold damage because they're cold damage based. So the spirits are not actually weak. I mean, they're not overly strong, but we get 3 of them, and they actually hit pretty well. And they also never die, because they live like the Conjure Primal Spirit. They live for 20 seconds, and they have an absurd amount of health. So yeah, pretty solid gloves, and the vitality damage is not lost on us simply because of our Wendigo totem. And our boots are the Elite Rewari Greaves. Good heavy armor, boots, all around good stats. Nothing like hugely amazing, but solid boots. Mostly because I don't know what boots I would go with. I could go for, I think they're like Bone Shatter Greaves or whatever, the Vitality boots, Legendary Vitality boots. But, I mean, ultimately, the boot slot is completely open. I mean, pants and boots for this character can really be anything. And I just wanted the health, I think, with the offensive ability and the regen. And, I mean, yeah, they're just all around nice boots. Our relic is Ancestor. We don't have a mythic relic. I think we can go look at him real quick. I think I might say is it Primal Instinct could possibly be an additional one, but I don't know. It's not that great an upgrade to me, in my personal opinion. And I think the only other, I don't actually think there's another good pet one. Avenger wouldn't be great. Oh, Byzmeal's Domination would be the other one, but I don't know about that one either. Frenzied Devotion sounds cool, but Yeah, I think that's more for a Hellhound. And I think the only other one... Eye of the Storm wouldn't be that great. I was thinking maybe Nemesis as well, because that would actually get a lot of damage from our abilities. And +1 to... Nightblade skills would be nice. It would just mean that I'd be able to free up points from these abilities and spend the points elsewhere. But, yeah, Nemesis was actually on my list for a possible relic. But, yeah, I think that would be it. Primal Instinct, Nemesis, maybe Biasmuel's Domination. But they all require a lot to make, and I'd much rather just have Ancestor. Because if you look at Ancestor, we get all damage, pets get all damage, we get a bit of defensive ability, pets get a bit of defensive ability, and they also get Vitality Res. But also the Ancestral Bond ability is passive, and it gives our pets a lot of elemental damage, which we give them with our sword. So, and we have our Ghost getting that as well, and their Chillmane gets that. In addition to giving them crit and physical damage and more health regen and total speed. And the total retaliation is great for our Briarthorn. So it's like, I actually think Ancestor, like not even a mythic relic, is probably our best relic to go with here. My belt is the Blade Breaker Sash. I'm not using Belgothian Shears, but hey, Pierce and Cold and Frostburn and both defensive and offensive ability and bleeding res. Pretty solid belt. And then the Empowered Combat Medic's Mark for the energy regen is the reason I went with this. But also, all of those benefits, except for the shield damage blocked and the Mainer's Will bonus, actually are really good for us. And Field Medicine is a really great heal. I'm not gonna lie. I was initially going for Tree of Life with this character, but I think this is actually a better option. In all honesty, just because it's just a really great empowered relic, damn it, metal. So our devotion, I'm gonna do attributes. For attributes, I went with two physique for every 1 cunning and 1 spirit. I think I maybe actually put more into these two. I think it would actually end up being like 44 21 21. No, yeah, no, wait. It would technically, like, obviously you get an odd number of points, but it would be 44, 22, 22, given if you had an even number of points. But yeah, 43, 22, 22 is what I got for my attributes. I want a lot of physique, obviously, to stay alive. The cunning is so we can actually hit things. Because leveling this character, I did it as a Primal Strike guy, and you got to be able to hit things with your physical attacks. And, I mean, physical damage is not actually wasted on us, simply because... where's my physical damage? Like, this will deal weapon damage, so yeah, it's not actually a waste. And I mean, our sword is physical damage based, obviously, because it's a sword. Yeah, so, and then the spirit, because we're cold damage, and I actually need that energy regen. Maybe a little different would be doing something like 2 1-in-1 up until like level 50, and then split it between 2-in-1 with spirit, physique and spirit, or 1-in-1 physique and spirit, just to keep the energy regen up. But yeah, 2 1-in-1, pretty solid attribute layout. So our devotion spec. First thing we go for is Amatok Spirit of the Winter. Why? Well, we are the Winter King, and we absolutely need Blizzard, because if you are a Winter King and not using the Spirit of Winter, what's wrong with you? Seriously. Okay, yeah, honestly, if we were optimizing for the crown, the Leviathan is what I would go with. I'm not gonna lie. Leviathan is what I would go with for optimizing the Winter King's Might ability, just because it's got a ton of cold damage, and actually proccing Whirlpool off of that would be really nice. But this is not winter, that's water. Not to be too flavorful about this, but I want Amatok Spirit of Winter. So to pick that up easily, you grab up the Scholar's Light and the Eel. And you should, between those two, with a point on the Primordial Crossroads, will get you the 6 and 4. And then you should be able to pick up Blizzard. And I just picked up Blizzard initially and then moved on. And I was in debate over what to do next. Well, no, I actually wasn't. I was in debate on how to finish, but what I did next is you'll pretty much meet the requirements with just another point of Eldrick to pick up the Kraken. And the Kraken is your two-handed melee or ranged go-to constellation. So I picked up the Kraken. It's got really nice, really nice bonuses for a two-handed weapon. And then using that, it unlocks Chaos. And I went and picked up the Revenant. Because of the lifesteal, because of the health, the vitality res, more lifesteal, damage to undead, and attack speed, and then raise the dead for freebie pets for us. I think it's just the natural progression to pick this up next. And this gives us a lot of primordial and chaos as a core. So I picked up the Viper after that. The reduced elemental resistances is pretty nice with this build, and the percent offensive ability is pretty nice. I mean, you also get some vitality res, some energy leech, chance of energy leech, a little bit of spirit. And then I picked up the Jackal, energy for us, health for our pets, offensive ability and attack speed for us, and then all damage and attack speed for our pets, pretty nice. And then we just pick up Sailor's Guide for the requirements to get the Aeon's Hourglass. And I went here mostly for this first node. I needed extra spirit to be able to equip my chest piece, but Physique, Cunning, Spirit, all are helpful for us. And then it's actually a really good defensive tree, defensive constellation, and the ability is pretty nice as well. So I picked up Aeon's Hourglass. After that, I was like, well, how am I going to finish this off? And because I didn't have a lot of points left, so I ultimately rounded out the Hawk and picked up Shepherd's Crook and just threw that on, what do you call it? Ring of Steel. So Shepherd's Crook gives us a pet bonus, and I wasn't giving my pets any real love from this setup. So yeah, Shepherd's Crook. I find that more useful than having another pet, even though this pet's actually not that bad. Yeah, I wanted to give my existing pets this bonus. And I think that just about covers. Oh yeah, and then my final 3 points, I just rounded out Amatok. The cold and frostburn damages and more offensive ability is, just a nice thing to pick up. Okay. So we are actually going. Okay. Okay, we are going to go into the rift down here. Hey, a hero. Right off the bat, we get a hero. Okay, the Chthonians. Not that bad. It's part of the reason I picked them, but still not a pushover. Oh yeah, so we had to fight Kaiman's guys. Not also that bad for this guy. They're humans. And yeah, not too difficult, not too tricky. If I don't find, oh hey, Bolivar. Get him. So let's see. I don't actually know how I'm gonna handle this guy. I'm really hoping, oh goddamn, I might have to skip him, in all honesty. I don't want to skip him. I might have to though, just because he's gonna take forever. And like, the only way I think I can actually do him easily is if my Briarthorn draws his aggro. Because I've had that happen before. He's on me now, though. That's the thing. Yeah, I think we can handle him. So our energy regen is the first thing I'll talk about. You may notice that our energy regen, we do have sort of... Oh, I think we can take them. We do kind of have net losses happening. But, ultimately, our energy regen, it's... Like, we don't have so bad an energy drain that... Oh, he might... Is he on my Briar? No, he's still on me. Our energy drain is bad enough that if we have a purple enemy like this that takes forever to kill, we may have to do running up and doing this. Just running up and basic attacking him. But otherwise, we should be able to like, just plan out our potion usage for, like, keeping our energy at least up. We do have some energy regen problems. They're not so severe that I would actually call them a problem. It's more of like we're not going to have completely 100% efficient potion usage. Oh, that's actually hard for me to say. Potion usage. So yeah, but I mean, it's not that bad. Yeah, this guy doesn't have nemesis with anyone, so I can't, like, run and fight. I would never fight Muzalauk, but Valderan, can't run and fight him, can't do Benjar. But hey, Bolivar Bloodletter, we took him down. Now I'm hoping that I get, like, a hill to demonstrate something here, because there's a kind of a huge disadvantage to Winter King's Might. Oh, I think I know where I can do one real quick. I know this kind of slopes. Is this slope enough for me to show it off? No. So going uphill with this character, yeah, I think we can do it here. Yeah, a little. So going uphill with this guy, you may notice that our Winter King's Might gets stopped. Going downhill, we get the full burst. So what's happening is Winter King's Might... Is my Briarthorn still with me? He wasn't. It's sort of weird that the Briarthorn will disappear occasionally on you. I think he gets hung up somewhere and then just doesn't follow you anymore. So yeah, you'll occasionally, going uphill, not get your full spread of your ability here. So it's just, it's a weakness that you have to kind of be aware of. And it's a weakness you'll sort of get used to. You'll sort of just you just gotta learn to deal with it. What a weird tree. I wonder if that's involved in anything. Yeah, oh, speaking of trees, can we see it on a stump? Yeah. This, like what Glacial Cascade used to be in PoE, it'll get stopped by things in the field. We're still looking for that rift. It might be right there. Luckily, we run pretty fast. So yeah, trees, obstacles in the way can kind of be annoying. Energy regen, obviously we don't have, like, an Albrecht Aetherray character's level of that, but that's fine. You just need to get it to about 80 or 90 and you'll be mostly fine. You'll be using potions probably a little inefficiently, if that matters to you at all. It's not horrible, it's not game breaking, it's not game ending. But yeah, it's just something to be aware of with this build, that if you don't want to manage energy, Primal Strike would probably be better for you. We're also very mobile. We can run around a lot with this guy. He has full... I think he's actually at the movement speed cap. And, at the movement speed cap, so he's kind of, you know, quick. So you can do very quick repositions, very quick escapes. He can run away, essentially, very easily. And, you know, it's a pretty nice thing to have for just running around in general. Order of Death's Vigil is the cold slash... It's got more pets, so I would call it the cold slash pet thing to do for your chosen faction. I also kept Anastasia around. I don't see any value in having to fight her with this guy. And in fact, it might be a little too hard for him to deal with her, given that he has, I think, a big old 0. Oh, here we go. He has a big old 0 for his Aether resistance, which is kind of an issue. So I'm going to be looking around for the boss and for the Mogdragon quest item. There's our little freebie Blade Burst, if anyone's wondering what that looked like. I was procking off a dot. Oh, I'm at the edge of the map. So we heal so well that, like I was pointing out, our resistances aren't fantastic, but we heal so well that, well, we have good chaos res, at least. We heal so well that we just, like, resistances aren't exactly something you really, like, you do have to worry about them, but, I mean, they're not that bad a thing to worry about. Like, you can kind of shirk them a little bit. And I think one of the biggest disadvantages for this particular build is managing your resistances. Because you're a hybrid pet build, which means you end up having to build your own damage and build up your pets. So you end up in this, like, any build that hybridizes things is going to end up in this area where you have to end up like a melee mage has to do this too, and I've seen a melee ranged hybrid build before. So if you do anything that hybridizes two concepts in this game, you will end up having to sort of deal with having something being given up to hold on to the hybridization. And it all depends on, like, a melee mage is probably the easiest thing to do out of those hybrid ideas. This guy's probably on the more difficult side to get it right. I don't even think this isn't the only solution to a hybrid pet build. It's just one of them. Yeah, like, this guy also basically was just blowing through the game as fast as possible. So he ends up with, like, no factions built up. Oh, here's our stone. Oh, the boss is right there. How convenient. Ow, no. Ugh. Yeah, this happens occasionally. Stop fighting the ads. Get up there. Do your jobs. So yeah, man, he hits like a truck. Like I said, fast repositioning. We can stay away from him if we are smart in our movements. Our pets can pick up. Oh, look at this. Hey, I'll take it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I knew I'd get him off the wall if I actually did that. I gotta remember I have to actually hit with Ring of Steel to get it to proc the Celestial Power. So yeah, we got that guy dead. We got a Rune Stone. Now we just need to find the exit. I mean, I know what the actual exit button we can use is. It's called the escape key. So yeah, very, very nice build. I wouldn't say he's the king of efficiency, but I mean, I am so not the person to build efficient things in this game. I think anyone at this point who's been on my channel for a while will know that I don't build for efficiency, I build for fun. And this guy's really fun. He also fulfills a concept that I was kind of like wondering if it was even possible to do in this game, and that's the hybrid pet build. And in fact, I took a lot of the things I learned with him and applied it to another character who's probably going to get his build video in a week, maybe a little more. And I'll just tease it a little bit. He is a I wanted to build a character who could take advantage of at least the helmet, chest piece, and shoulders for the Order of Death's Vigil. So I made essentially a warlock that is a Order of Death's Vigil fanboy, cheerleader. I'd even say groupie. So he's wearing the elite helmet, chest guard, and shoulders for that faction, and I built around that as a warlock. And that's going to be coming in like a week. But I have other things I got to do before I do that build video. And I also want to put at least one build video between this guy and that guy, because they're suspiciously similar. I mean, one's obviously a warlock. They have different abilities and play differently. But, like, the order... Uh-oh. I think Grim Dawn just escaped... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, I think Grim Dawn just escape keyed me out of this. Yeah, that guy, he uses both the Revenant and the Necromancer's Death Grips. But he uses them for flavor purposes. I mean, this guy kind of does it too, but he's getting more pets out of it. And the other guy, like, he actually gets them, I think, stronger than this guy has them, even though he's not gearing pets at all. So yeah, that'll be in like a week after I do one more build in between that. And that is going to be from the list I had before. I just need to run my Retaliator through Elite a bit, and level him up a bit. And we'll do like a snapshot around level probably 65, 70. And then we'll do an 85 video for him like I did with this guy. Probably going to do that with my Order of Death's Vigil groupie. And also my Arcane Storm guy should have been posted already. So I hope everyone enjoyed that video as well. And I'm just rambling now, almost to fill airtime, while I look for this damn exit to do this in the proper way, instead of escape keying. But I think I'm just going to hit escape and go back to town. Go back to town that way. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the build. It's really fun. Really interesting concept. And I'm actually kind of proud of building it. To the point where I might even make a post in the official forums for it. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and I will see you guys next time.